Good morning and welcome back to a new video. It's just so peaceful here. It's wonderful. Yep, I've been working all weekend on the garden. Just taking my time, clearing out the beds, getting to grips with what needs doing and just enjoying myself, getting lost in the moment. I'll show you what I've done. I've got all of these beds in the veggie beds cleared out, so let's have a look. Here we go. All of the 5 beds completely weeded, everything cleared, and the garlic, the onions and the cabbages left growing. Nearly everything that I cleared out of the veg beds was full of seed. There was lots of grass, so I got maybe 3 or 4 wheelbarrow loads into the composting bay, but the rest of it, as I said, I've just moved down here between the garden beds and the pond, and I've got them all piled up, and I'm thinking I'll get some black plastic, cover it over and let the heat from the summer sun focus in on the black plastic, and hopefully it'll help to break it all down and it might kill some of the weed seeds. Let me know what you think. My job for today is to slowly clear all of this bed, to find the stick fence that I put up, and to find the strawberries, and in there I've also got an elderberry bush and a loquat, but they're nowhere to be seen at the moment. Found the elder and it's doing fine. Oh, keep going. But that's not a bad start. So I've tried to take out as much as I can that was full of seed. Anything else I've done kind of a chop and drop so that I haven't got bare soil. Oh, but that rain's getting really heavy, so I'm going to run inside. Listen to that rain. This is exactly what the garden house is for. I love it. I thought when that patch of blue sky came over that the rain would ease right off and I would make a break and get back to the village, but it just seems to be getting heavier. Back on the land today, going to keep clearing the big bed on the small slope in front of the garden house. Save as many of the strawberries. Still looking for the little loquat tree as well. But most of the day yesterday was spent getting this thing sorted out. Yep, had another problem with the car. Just wouldn't start, nothing at all, not even a click. And I kind of thought, driven so well, bringing me all the way back from the UK. So I was able to jump start it with the no-core boost. That's been such a lifesaver. And then I thought, right, I'll take it in first thing Monday morning, take it into a garage in Castellabranco, and it'll either be the battery or the alternator, because that's exactly, no power. Then came to Monday morning, wanted to be there for 9 AM when the garage opened, couldn't even get it started on the no-core boost. I was like frustrated. So my neighbour Gary kindly helped me out, and we eventually between us managed to get it started on some jump leads, and got off to Castellabranco to find that they just said, no, we're too busy today, we don't book cars in, can you come back tomorrow? I figured I'm not having that 2 hours faffing around again. So as it was running, I just went to our local garage where truck went, and he put the test on, like a meter tester, said, yep, think your battery's pretty knacked, can you come back about 4 and I'll get a new one in for you and we'll get that on. Went back at 4 o'clock, luckily got it started again, and within an hour he figured that it wasn't the battery. He'd obviously had a sort of a thought and a change of mind. He did a few more tests and found that the battery was actually fine and everything was fine, but it was just one connection to the battery, to the positive connection. So he sorted that out, and he said, oh, I can send the battery back. So I was feeling quite bad that he'd ordered a battery and had it delivered, and then it wasn't that. So then all he charged me was €30 for like an hour and a half's work. And what he'd done was, I think he either completely cleaned up and replaced the wiring to the positive connection, or he replaced the whole thing. It's all shiny, but he had an angle grinder go in and all kinds of stuff. My Portuguese wasn't fabulous, and the translation app had a good test, but it was all full of smiles and very helpful. And as I say, an hour and a half, just got it done, and it started first time every time since. I think what he was saying was that it looked like the original connection since the car was made, and considering that the car is 26 years old, it hasn't done too bad. So so hopefully, let's all cross our fingers, can put that behind me and on with the day. I'm just halfway down the track to the garden house, and I always am filled with wonder. Absolutely makes my heart swell. It's peaceful, calm, beautiful. So this is where I left off last time I was working. I think it was Sunday. I have a feeling that the loquat tree is somewhere in there. So I got all this side sorted out, cleared, doing quite a lot of just chopping and dropping. But look at all the strawberries I found, and they're all coming up red and beautiful. And I'm very thankful that the birds don't seem to either recognise them or like strawberries. And here, even more. This was the first one that I found. Just still not quite ready, but masses of them now that they're getting a bit of light and they're getting all the moisture from the rain. They're thriving. Okay, so I think I'll start with this bit first and uncover the steps that go up to the cabin, and then might be lunchtime by then, who knows. Well, I'm going to call it a day. The rain showers are getting more frequent and more heavy, and they're just forecast to continue on, but I've done really well and I'll show you what I've done. So all this section with the strawberries, that's all cleared out, and I've found the steps and they're all cleared out, and started on this side and those strawberries are all cleared out. So I think that's fair progress, and I've taken many wheelbarrow loads. So this section here that I'm filling up is getting longer and longer, and the wheelbarrow is full again. But I'm going to take my chance while it's not raining and make my way back into the village. I've just got back from my first solo shopping trip successfully. I've been into Castelabranco, did all the shops that I needed, and I've just potted up some herbs, some flat leaf parsley or salsa from the supermarket, just in my pot that I've got here at the house, and also went to Agrologia, got a bit of compost and some plug plants, just some lettuce, but I also got some more herbs and an aubergine to go in the garden. So I'll do that this afternoon. I've been down to my friend's house and collected my trees. So they were looking after a couple of trees that had been bought for us while we were away in the UK. And I've also run out of sauerkraut. So the big jar that I brought back I've eaten already because it's delicious. So I got some white cabbage, and I'm going to use my little carrots from the garden that I pulled up by accident to make another batch of sauerkraut. So, nice busy afternoon. Later. This is the last little bit of the fermenting liquid from my previous batch of sauerkraut, and that's full of the probiotics. So I'm going to add that to my new one and it should help kickstart it. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of caraway seeds in, just as a flavour enhancer. We're having real April showers, even though it's May now. Just cold, wet rain, and then 2 minutes later the sun will be out and really warm. You'll have to excuse that it's gone really dark, but the weather has gone crazy outside. Okay, I'm just going to pack all of this into my clean jar and leave it. I need to weight down the top of the contents in the jar so that they stay underneath all the liquid, and I'm going to use half an onion from my garden. And now I just leave it alone. Well, I've sat still as long as I can today, and the rain just hasn't really let up, so just have to work in the rain. And 2 minutes later, the sun's out. Brilliant. Okay, so the first bag of compost went into the round one. Got some herbs to go in there. And the second bag went into this one. And I have lettuce to go in here. Okay, when I said that the house hadn't been infested, it was replying to a comment that someone made about hoping it wasn't full of mice. But somebody has found a home here, and she's getting a little bit agitated, so I'm going to leave you there. And I'm going to go, and hopefully you'll see her.